feels like I'm insane. I'm afraid of change. The pictures that I framed remind me of when this...
Hi friends, it's Nathan, a now graduated pharmacy student. Welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. It feels surreal to be filming again, talking to you guys. It's nerve-wracking, but also oddly comforting. And I'm just so excited for this next series that I'm starting. It is a study vlog series. It is going to be me preparing for my pharmacist licensing exams. Now, these are going to be one hell of an exam period. I'm going to dive into exactly what it entails, but essentially, I have my Doctor of Pharmacy. I graduated. You guys saw the YouTube shorts that I posted on Convocation Day. Thank you for all the kind messages. We really got through this journey together. We're very close to the light at the end of the tunnel, but we're still not there because in order for me to call myself a registered pharmacist, I need to pass these exams. Before I talk about what these exams entail, I do want to address the elephant in the room, which is where I've been for the past year. I know I've been a little bit absent from YouTube. I've still been present on Instagram and TikTok. If you guys follow me there, you'll know. If you don't, you should definitely connect with me on that. I share more of the intimate parts of my life outside of studying on those platforms. Essentially, in the last year of pharmacy school, I had my clinical rotations. These were a very difficult time. I was struggling to adjust to the different environments, the expectations, the intensity of it all. Truthfully, was so burnt out that I was just trying to survive and I couldn't film and talk about it at the same time. There was very tight regulations on what I could film, what I couldn't film, what I could talk, what I couldn't talk about. But now that I'm done, I'm happy to actually tell you everything, all the tea, because my clinical rotations, I'm traumatized. I truthfully am. I had good experiences, of course, but I also had some very negative experiences, and I do want to share those because as students, especially healthcare students, we all go through clinical rotations the same shape or form, whether you're in medicine or nursing, pharmacy, and I think that you could benefit from hearing my experiences and my learnings and takeaways. So I definitely will talk about that in another video. I also discovered some things about my mental health that shed some light on the whole situation, and it really came out because of my clinical rotations. Everything will be in that video. Look forward to it and let me know in the comments if you guys are excited about that video. So let's dive into these exams. It is October 5th. I have 3 exams. My first one is October 8th. It is about jurisprudence, ethics, and professionalism. This covers the duties and responsibilities of a pharmacist. So think about all like the legalities of it, what we can and what we cannot do, to do no harm, that kind of stuff. I'm giving myself basically 3 days to study for this because I already went through all of the material in the past through pharmacy school. So it's really just a matter of reviewing. And then I have my second exam, which is November 3rd. And this is my multiple choice question exam, which covers basically everything that I learned in pharmacy school. Now, this is a 4.5 hour long exam. Think of it like the NAPLEX in the US. It's called the PEBC here in Canada. This exam it's gonna be heavy. And I've created a study schedule, which I will show you later on to guide my progress. And then after that, I have my last exam, which is on November 8th. This is my OSCE. This is the practical exam where you like role play as a pharmacist and you have actor patients that come to you. And this one is something that I've always struggled with. You guys know that I did fail my OSCE in pharmacy school, and it's just not a strong point for me. And so we will see how that goes and preparation needed for it. Essentially, that is what I have planned for the next month. Kind of dug myself into a bit of a hole because I told myself I would start studying for this in August. Give myself basically 2 full months to study for it because students usually give 2 to 3 months for these exams. But nope, I got caught in other things. I didn't really start studying until now, which is October. So we are doing what we do best. In classic Nathan fashion, we are going to cram these exams. I'm going to study like I've never studied before. It's going to be heavy, 12-hour, 16-hour long study days. So just get ready for the breakdowns. I already know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. I'm so excited to take you guys along with me. We're going to get through this together. Whatever happens, happens. We're just going to do our best. I'm so excited to do this with you guys. You guys have been with me through it all, and you guys are going to be with me through my final exams. My final exams of pharmacy, really.
Skies are blue.
I wrote down my plan for the day here in my agenda, and we're going to begin. I feel really motivated, which is really great. So for the game plan of jurisprudence, I am going to review the notes that I made back in my second year of pharmacy school. One of our professors actually forced us to go through all of these modules, and these were like hour-long modules, and make notes on them. And so we actually learned it all. We had a little practice exam back in the day, and I have my document right here on my tablet, and I'm just going to go through this, and should bring back all of the information to the forefront of my brain. This is 42 pages of notes. And when I'm reading this, I'm going to be very intentionally studying it, making sure that I understand it, I'm processing it, and that should be enough for this exam. Of course, I am going to be doing some practice questions the next 2 days just to consolidate and make sure that I actually know what I've read, but that is pretty much the game plan. So let's start reading.
Chapter 32 is all just me and you, but the ceiling's falling through and all the screws are coming loose.
Right now, I'm reviewing the Drug Interchangeability and Dispensing Fee Act, and I've noticed for some of the more kind of abstract concepts, verbalizing it and explaining it out loud helps me understand it. So I finished 2 chapters now. The second one was the Ontario Drug Benefits Act, and I have 4 more chapters to go through. And you know what I realized? That the 40-page document that I made actually only covers half of the curriculum. There's another document that I completely forgot about, so technically 80 pages total. There's still a lot more, and it's been taking me around, like, honestly, an hour per module, an hour per chapter, and it's getting so hot in my room as well. Even though it is October, we've had like a heat wave this weekend, so I'm gonna make myself an iced coffee. This is the Stock Cold Brew. I love this. I switched over to my living room. I feel like a different scenery always helps with motivation. Got my coffee, and now we're gonna be studying chapter number 3, which is the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act, and this would be 3 out of the 6 modules we need to know. Still can't believe I missed the whole document, but we move. Let's get going.
Don't know what to do. I got everything to lose. Don't know what to do. 'Cause I've been chasing feelings, but I'm running from too.
Here's a little tip for you. If you're reading a document and you have a lot of questions, just open Google Gemini on the side here and let AI explain things back and forth, so it's super efficient. We're finally done all 3 modules. Truthfully, this is very dry. Like, it's basically just law, like what we can and cannot do, the different acts, policies. And so I'm basically just reading things and trying to remember nitty gritties. Like, if you have a forgery of a prescription, how many days do you have until you need to report it, which is 10 days. So it's all those little things. So it's just very, very dry. But let's go eat. I have some noodles that are leftovers from a restaurant, and noodles always just provide so much comfort. Makes me feel so good. We got fish noodle soup, as well as some herbal tea my mom made me. We got this pizza kit, so this is what we're gonna have for dinner. That'll be a fun way to relieve the stress, so let's make some pizza together.
I feel like crying, I feel like screaming, I feel like throwing up for no reason. I think I'm growing, I think I'm sinking. I take a hit while I'm going out swinging. It's not just inevitable. Wake up and I'm already old.
So let's give this a try. I have my pizza here. It's definitely heavy. Pretty good, actually. Whoa. It's thin crust, which I love. And all the ingredients we got kale, which is healthy. We got kielbasa sausage, the cheese, the peppers. We put a lot of toppings, which is always great. I will add some Parmesan. I think that's what's missing. Today is not how I wanted day 1 to be. I had way more planned. We didn't get to go through pharmaceutical calculations, which is what I needed to really get done because the MCQ exam has so many chapters. This means that I have to get it pushed to tomorrow, and tomorrow I already have another 40-page document for jurisprudence to study as well, so it's just gonna be a lot. But
The good thing is that an object in motion stays in motion, and today was day 1, so we now got the ball rolling and we just have to pick up that momentum. So I'm staying hopeful. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a better day. Good night.
I had this dream that we jump in the car, we flip a coin, or we follow the brightest star. We'll leave it all behind.
Good morning. It's a new day. I'm feeling much better, so let's get into it. We have jurisprudence. We want to finish up the 3 modules to finish covering all the material, so I'm just gonna get started with that. Not much to say besides the fact that I'm feeling pumped. I want to get things done. I want to catch up, so let's keep that as the goal and intention for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and I'll just follow your heart. Since we found each other, we'll never get lost. There are no
Avoid confusion. And we are done. We're done. 40 pages done. Oh my goodness, this took way longer than expected. Actually, no, it was pretty accurate. It was around like 4 hours per 40 pages, so an hour per 10 pages. Ooh, my dad just told me it's time for dinner, and tonight is the Mid-Autumn Festival dinner. And so it's a holiday in Chinese culture where we celebrate the unity of family and spending time with loved ones. And I feel like it's quite fitting because I've decided to actually spend this upcoming month with my parents. And so you can see them in my actual childhood bedroom. It's a unique perspective because I have had my own independence for past year, having my own space, and then coming back in with my parents. But the good thing is that they cook and clean for me, which means I can focus on my studying. So now we're done with this. Let's go eat.
wrong turns when we're two.
I want to show you guys my study schedule because it's quite insane, but it does make sense to me, and it's going to help me stay organized. So let me show you the madness. This is my study schedule. I warned you, it is crazy, but I'm going to break it down for you as well as explain how to create your own. I recommend this for any exam you have to take, especially during finals week. So here we have the block. This is how you're going to compartmentalize your studying. I do it by body systems because that makes sense for my discipline. Then we have the dates. So starting from the day 1, you want to work your way all the way to your exam day. You can actually work backwards. It might be easier to allocate how much you need to actually do each day. And then we go into the topics. So I have my topics in a color-coded system. Red is high priority, yellow is low priority, and this just allows me to be smart about how points are being allocated on the exam because there's no way for you to study everything perfectly in depth. So know the breakdown of the exam. I also recommend days dedicated to mock exams so that you can just review content. And if you do this, I promise you, you will be better prepared. Little study break to eat some Mid-Autumn Festival desserts. So this is Tonyun, which is like a glutinous rice ball with some sweet filling inside. And then we have the moon cake. There's the egg yolk, and this is supposed to represent the moon. And then this one is like a red bean version. So there is the red bean and egg yolk. And of course, this is the day that the moon is at its roundest, at its largest. So look how pretty it is.
Together there are no.
I haven't seen you guys all day, and that's because this morning I was replying to emails. I had so many in my inbox that I've been putting off, so need to get that done. And then this afternoon, I was picking up some videos, wrapping up some campaigns. I want to get all that done so that I can just focus on exams these next few weeks. So just things that I gotta do. I want to get into some practice questions for my jurisprudence exam tomorrow. On their website, they do have some questions, so that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna see how I feel, and we'll go from there.
Wrong turns. You'll miss the exit and I'll just laugh. You'll drop slow.
Thank God I did these practice questions because I completely forgot to study the code of ethics. So once I'm done this quiz, I'm going to go back to review this. These questions are actually kind of hard because according to patient confidentiality, you wouldn't provide the information to the mother, but the under any circumstances here at the end is throwing me off because if the daughter was in danger and you needed to disclose the information, you would have the responsibility to do so. So I feel like it's like the most right answer, but it's still not a perfect answer. Regardless, I'm just going to choose this one. Okay, 81%, that's a pass. Not mad about it. But now I will be going through each question, seeing what I got wrong and why I got it wrong, and then hopefully filling in those gaps. Yay, I got this right. So this is why I say multiple choice is always a skill, because it's not the most correct or perfect answer, it's the best possible answer. It's 11:30 now, so I'm gonna head to bed. I have to wake up early tomorrow at 6 a.m. because the exam is in another city, so we have to drive there. But I feel okay for this exam. Of course, I will do some more practice questions while I'm sitting in the backseat of the car. I feel like I'm in an okay position, and as long as I stay composed and I answer my questions knowing the knowledge that I have, I should be good. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. I'm currently on the way to the exam, and I did wake up at 6 a.m. this morning because we didn't make sure we had enough time because we're stuck in traffic right now. But I'm going to do a few more practice questions here, and I ran out of practice questions to do, so I'm going to make them myself using Google Gemini. So here's my prompt that I gave Gemini, 50 multiple choice questions that mimic the exam. I uploaded my notes here so that I can supply the information as well as the practice questions provided by the organization to really mimic exactly the style of questions. And then it generated my practice quiz for me that I will do with the car now.
I'll keep talking fast, faster than your ears can lift.
Thank God I saw this question because numbers I always had confused. So if that occurs, you do have to report within 10 days. So I'm glad I got that memory refresher. Finished my quiz and I got my score, 94%. I'm happy with that. So I think I'm going to finish my studying and just relax. And I don't want to overstress myself out or just get way too in my head because I'm going to be reviewing jurisprudence for the next 2.5 hours anyway. So let's keep it minimal. Let's keep it calm. Let's keep it composed. It's not the green bathroom, but at this point it is tradition, so I'm gonna just tell you how I'm feeling right now. I feel good. I don't usually feel prepared for an exam. I'm always like rambling and rustling and trying to cram, but I've prepared well for this. I took the time to understand the concepts. I had a productive morning. Let's just get in and do our best. I just finished the exam and I think it went really well. The very first question I already was like, huh? But then as I worked through it, I was like, okay, I know this. It's okay. You got this. I'd say there was like 5 questions that were like really stumped me and I was like, what? Because there was like 2 answers that I felt were valid, or there was also like no answer that was valid and you had to choose like the best one, but they all sucked. So those ones were the ones I like weren't too sure about, but I would say majority of them I confidently can answer. So I'm feeling good and I'm going to now eat because I'm starving. This was a good start to the exams. So I also just checked my answers and were correct, which is good because I thought I got them wrong. I'm starving, so my parents got me some Chick-fil-A as well as an iced coffee. Nothing hits as hard as Chick-fil-A sauce. Especially after a good exam, this tastes even better.
Nothing out there that we're missing anyhow. I'll just follow you.
I just took an everything shower and I feel so much better. I felt so gross after that exam. Like I was getting this nervous sweat, which is way worse than regular workout sweat. Let me know in the comments if you guys have different types of sweat because like there has to be like a biological process to it. It's being invoked for different reasons. And you guys know I, don't hold back on sharing the details during my exams. I give you, the good and the bad, the pretty and the ugly. And so I'm going to share with you about my nervous sweats because it's normal. But after the exam, I went back to my apartment to pick up some stuff, and then I went straight to get my passport photo taken because I'm traveling this winter. And leave your guesses of where I'm going to down below. It'll let you know if you're right. And then I head home, and then I went for a meeting, and I was dead during this meeting. I forgot how much of a mental toll exams take on me. Like my brain was mush, it was fried. And so it's 10 o'clock now. I'm getting ready to sleep. I'm gonna end the vlog here and then start the next one tomorrow morning because jurisprudence is done and we can officially close that chapter and move on to the next one, which is board exams. That's gonna be my MCQ Therapeutics. I'm excited. Like I've been wanting to just dive straight into it and, you know, focus wholeheartedly on it. We can do that now. We are so back, baby. Study vlogs on lock. So make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the bell icon to get notified for the oncoming series. There's gonna be a lot of study vlogs being pumped out because I'm gonna be doing so much studying for this entire month. So it's great for motivation. Let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling this semester. Like, I want to catch up with you guys because it's been a while. What courses are you taking? What year are you guys? What are you studying? Let me know. If you are excited about this series, make sure to give it a like. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok to see more of my day-to-day life. But that's it for me, and I will see you friends in the next vlog. Good night.
Missing someone.